Yo, we are back with some more TA 2v2 Pinky and the Brain Cup 2024. Again, this is the Pinky and the Brain versus TableService match. You can see the three maps that we have for the series. We've already gone over game 1 and 2 on Flappy, Slappy, and Blue Corners. Coming up today, we will be watching Sim Volley, which is game 3. And again, this isn't a typical best of 3. It is a league style with each matches, for each matchup, the teams play all three maps, and then you get points for wins or draw and 0 points for a loss. And then at the end of the league table, the top 8 would move on to a typical playoff. But, you know, again, unfortunately, the tournament was not able to be completed, so it is what it is. We will be covering all of the Pinky and the Brain matches that were played, possibly some of the others as well, because there were some pretty good games, but for right now, it'll only be the Pinky and the Brain matches. So today, again, we will be watching Sim Volley versus TableService, which are Agave and CptnSpreadSheet. This map is pretty interesting. I'll go over it a little bit more once we get into the game, but I actually quite like it. I am not a fan of playing that type of style myself, but I like it in theory and watching others play similar style maps. But in any case, we will be getting into game 3 on Sim Volley now. All right, here we are, the final game of Pinky and the Brain versus TableService. We have Pinky and the Brain over here on the right. This is me and Teal. Tristan above me. Make sure this guy's on fire. And on the left, we have CptnSpreadSheet on top. And Agave right here. So this map is a pretty small map. Forget the size of it. But in any case, it's pretty small. The resources are pretty limited. The metal deposits aren't that rich, so I think this one might be a 2. Thanks. Yeah, that's a 2. 1.1. Same. Yeah. So there's a couple 2s, a couple 1.1s. Uh-oh. What did I just do? Don't want to self-destruct my commander. But yeah, the resources are pretty limited, except for you have these 2 giant statues on each side. So this one's 9,000. Pretty much they're both 9,000. So you can either play it like, you know, a typical postal low resource where you kind of siege up in the middle, maybe Kbot farm, or aircon farm, something like that. Or you can try to get these reclaims quick and turn that into some sort of advantage. This is a map that has intrigued me a lot because I feel like there are a lot of different options you can go with it. And I was hoping to be able to see a lot of high quality games on it. But, you know, unfortunately with how the tournament ended up, we weren't able to see as many as I would like. But this will be at least a good idea of how things would play out. As you can see here, CptnSpreadSheet went vehicle first. And doing so, with everything costing a little bit more, it'll be harder for him to try to apply pressure early, because his metal will be a huge constraint. Agave, Kbots. I went Kbots as well. Oh yeah, and the wind is pretty variable. It's not awful, but you can see I went 1 solar just to kind of have some stable energy, and then the rest of them going winds. Tristan did similar as well. And we wanted to prioritize getting these mexes capped as quickly as possible so we could hopefully get an income advantage. Yep, you see I'm sending a couple AKs and they are aware. And again, these games are from so long ago that I honestly can't remember what happened. So I'm not going to get that con. Alright, but you can see what Agave's doing here. Nice. Is he's trying to go ahead and reclaim this, so he's prioritizing getting some storage built up. That's good for CptnSpreadSheet to be able to save that con. Good nano blocking there. Am I looking at that? Okay. And there's no way I'm going to be able to kill that though. May have been better off to just keep going. It's one of those things where like you see something and you just get like hyper focused on it. All right. And these DTs are placed on the map. So you can see I'm kind of using their placement to help defend it there. I'm surely going to get this con though. Come on. There we go. Alright, so anything crazy going on? Looks like Serve is going to try to just play defensive with some Samsons. I'm going to finish capping my mexes, I believe. Oh, and also games like this, leaving Rex behind is not great, because when you have such limited resources, you want to avoid giving your opponent any extra metal at all. And so in doing this, not the greatest. Alright, so these mounds right here, they cannot be traversed by normal cons. So you can see I'm going into some thuds. Tristan is going to go ahead and try to get advanced. We have not reclaimed our statues at all. And you can see they reclaimed this one, and they're both trying to convert that into advanced for themselves. And I'm trying to get this Punisher set up to clear this area out. I think I'm stalling on some metal pretty hard though. Yeah, I cut my production down. I was even trying to Dude, did I build a metal maker? Yeah, starting to. Yeah, you can see he's trying to attack over here. And I've got my thuds going to try to do some harassment. There we go. One metal extractor down. Kind of surprised that can hit that. Unfortunate. Alright, so do they both? Yep, both have their advance done. They're going straight into cons. I do wonder why they're not reclaiming this one. Maybe they just forgot about it. Are we starting to set up for reclaim yet? No. But my Punisher is now active. they will need some sort of long range attack to try to deal with it, or since they have their advanced up, maybe they can try to just brute force past it. The problem with that is with these being so narrow, we can just have our commanders up here and just degun anything that tries to come by. Tristan does have his advanced up now. I am still working on my eco. Really, we probably should have already capped our geos. Have they? No, not yet. It would be very beneficial. Okay. Well, I'm starting that one. It'd be very beneficial to convert that energy into some metal. You can see what his idea is. Get some Mortys, try to take out some stuff with range. And good on Tristan for making some radar jammers. I believe, one thing I do remember is I believe he sends one down to me as well. Alright, looks like we are deciding to try to go for the reclaim now. I'm starting to build some storage for it. You know, I was trying to make it Punisher a little bit closer, but the morning will stop that. Okay, now they're going for the other reclaim. One thing I've wondered and have never been able to test is if he reclaims this and accesses it, if he has a sharing on, would it just go into Agave's storage? But you can see Agave just donated his storages, so big deal. Oh yeah, and Agave having his own radar jammer up, that's very helpful. That's why I had to send in that AK, was so that I can get line of sight to hit it with my Punisher. Right, now you can see I'm starting the reclaim. I've got storages. Tristan's going to donate me some storages as well. Shooters are so good. Yeah, you don't want to try to go up and degun those. That will not end well. I am a little bit concerned with this. If CptnSpreadSheet can get enough Lugers and what does ARM have? Diplomat? Are they the yeah, Merles, that's right. Or is Diplomat. If Serve can get enough Lugers and Merles and just take us out from afar, that could be very problematic. Because other than, you know, my one Punisher and then a couple shooters from Tristan, we don't really have much to deal with any long range stuff. That poor little Morty. It's hitting the wall. You can see I'm trying to just get line of sight again. Would be better off if I got an air lab up and put scouts in, but oh well. So these still need to be capped. And at this point, I believe I transition into trying to K-bot farm. Yeah. Alright, so resources 19k metal, 17, 18 for Serve, and 9 for Tristan. This isn't good. See, I can't attack him because I can't see him. Yeah, this is a problem. Big problem here. Especially when he has you know, the slashers and now bulldogs to support the Lugers. Get that no shake on. Yep. So I see Agave is starting to go the can route. I think at this point I'm like getting a little bit nervous seeing those cans come in. Because I don't really have much in the way of frontline defenses. And I'm trying to boost my energy for more metal makers as well. Yeah, these are a big problem. I legitimately cannot remember what we do about it. And the transports. What is Tristan going to do with the transports? Are you going to try to off-screen to the back or something? Oh yeah, you can see here, he's coming in, and all I have is one LLT. Of course, this can probably hit them, since they're so slow. But I've got my own cans coming, so this won't be a problem. But it was a bit concerning. Oh, did he load up roaches? Yeah, that had to have been what it was. I can't believe we still didn't... Okay, we got that one, but these two tapped. See, there's the Merle. Yep. I believe I should probably start transitioning to bombers soon. Maybe I build a second map for that. Nice. I don't know if it looked like the shooter got that scout, but could have been the MT. Funny either way. Alright. Now this is a pretty good amount of metal to reclaim. I think at this point I'm nervous about an air attack. You can see I'm starting to build MTs, because if they came in with bombers right now, I am completely wide open. At least Tristan does have some set up spread around. Alright, and as I mentioned, if what are we doing there? I don't know what that was about. But as I mentioned, if Serve can really get set up with these T2 vehicles, it'll be big problem. Unfortunately, his Merls are trying to target my moving units. Oh yeah, so now that our statues have been reclaimed, we don't need the storages anymore, so I'm going in and reclaiming those. If you ever build storages and don't have that additional metal anymore, always remember to reclaim them. It's trying to break through the dragon's teeth. Still got some more mexes to turn into mohos. Turn off that lab, I wonder why. Oh, alright, so this would be good for agave if you can get that toaster set up. I wonder if it is... Okay, yeah, so it should be able to take out the Punisher if he gets it completed. Alright, what CptnSpreadSheet need... Uh-oh. Okay, so we had a bit of a technical issue where the replay crashed, so I have pulled it back up and we are right around the same spot as we were before the crash. So what I was going to say is what we need to see CptnSpreadSheet do to be able to break through is he needs to be able to have some way to take down these shooters. So if he can get some more Lugers, more Merles going, then he would have a chance to get his Bulldogs through. But between Tristan's shooters and my cans, he's not really going to be able to get through, you know, Bulldogs or any traditional land unit like that. This definitely will help agave. You can see I'm building my own, but I don't think it would actually be in range. Let's see. Yeah, see, it would end right around here. So that will not work. Oh, this is cute. Nice. Overall, I don't really think it's going to do too much. Yeah, Mister still lives. Anything going on up here? No. But I think, yeah, you'll see that I'm going ahead and starting to build bombers. Getting my energy up with the radar bots. One thing that they could do is to try to get a BB or hit me up. That would put a lot of pressure on us. You see I'm finally reclaiming the last of the storage. These probably should be reclaimed as well. Tristan is working on his own BB, and it can pretty much hit everything on the map. You can't even see the range, it just covers everything. So when this finishes, we will need to make sure to keep up our scouting to see where everything is and prioritize targets. Honestly, at this point, I could probably just start walking all these cans in. How many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like 6.5. And I'm going for my first bombing run. I am assuming I'm going to take out the lab. Possible I try to get the toaster, but for whatever reason, I am just absolute garbage at bombing toasters. Oh, I missed. I missed the lab. Oh, that's rough. Have I ever mentioned that I'm not a good bomber? Oh, that's good stuff. Alright, so Tristan's BB is up. Let's see what he's shooting at. Track those shots. He's also going for advanced air. Oh, looks like he was attacking the lab. So that's dead now. They have air lab, advanced vehicle. But the pressure on Team TableService to do something now that we have active bombers and a BB. Yeah, they're gonna have an uphill climb for sure. Wow. Can't believe I let this one Dominator get that far. Rough. A lot of reclaim to get too. Or, you know, you could get out a Necro, start reviving stuff. Alright, so Agave rebuilt his advanced lab. You can see CptnSpreadSheet's push pretty much stalled because, you know, again, the protection from the shooters is just too much. Alright, where am I going now? Apparently I'm stopping and letting all my bombers die. I just use those as a scout. 10 bombers worth of scouts. Is that where the BB is shooting now? Or is the BB shooting? Maybe it's just not shooting anymore. Well, okay. Those aren't really going to be able to do anything. Oh, they can get around here. Uh-oh. Will this be the hero pyro? Nope. Okay, is the BB shooting again? Yes, let's see. We got the R plant. R. Alright, so if you were not already aware, if you turn these off, they provide energy. But when they're walking around like that, they do not provide any energy. So I think I have like a waypoint set right here, and they're really mad they can't get there, so they just keep going all around. Okay. How are they going to get out of this? Probably it would have to try to nuke. Tristan is starting to beat forward with his units. It would be nice if he had a few more long-range things. You know, some Fidos would do well. Looks like all of my cans have died. Most of them. So this could be a problem. There goes the lab again. Yeah, it's not going to be a big deal. I'll be okay there.
Still building up bombers. What is that? Is that a radar jammer? There we go, finally starting their own BB with Timmy. My scout doesn't really see anything new. Wonder how 8 kills and 11 kills. That was funny, seeing the shooter try to hit the scout. Where are our comms? Let's see, where am I? So I'm still right here. I'm pretty susceptible to, let's say, even bombers, but I was thinking more along the lines of brawlers or rapiers come from off screen right here. I have what? So this flak here and 4 MTs. You know, a group of rapiers or brawlers easily take me out. What about Tristan? Oh, he's got himself starting to be boxed in. Nope. Wanted that build power. Alright, what am I going to do with these bombers? Looks like they're not building that anymore. He's probably wanting to hide over here to de-gun over the hill. The shooters get a hold of him. Going to be rough. Yeah, look at that. Oh my goodness. Agave, what are you doing? Agave, no! Oh man. Well, there goes Agave. So it'll be up to CptnSpreadSheet to win the 2v1. It'll be a rough task, but I think he's up for it. You can see these guys still aren't happy. They're trying to find their final resting place. Like that lab. Alright. Here goes the advanced lab. There we go. Tristan's BB still going. That cans are moving in. We got the GG from Serve. And of course my couple storms. And Control D coming up soon. There we go. Alright. So again, this is a pretty cool little map. The 9K statues give it a bit of a different feel than a traditional map. Again, another game that probably wasn't the most entertaining, but hey, we are through the series now. Team Pinky on the Brain takes it over Team TableService 3-0. And that's pretty much it for this series. Be on the lookout for the next one coming up soon. Take care. Bye.